This commentary is brought to you by the iPhone game Recess. Simply search Recess in the App Store on your iPhone or iPod Touch to play this simple and addicting game. Set your high score, play through Facebook to beat the high score of your friends. There are plenty of ways to have fun with this game by lunch money. And starting now as a bonus for my viewers, simply type in, quote, YouTube to the promo tab of the allowance menu and receive 25 free tokens. Recess is available now in the App Store for your iPhone or iPod Touch. And hey guys, what's going on? It's Lefty from 643 Productions coming at you here with a Black Ops gameplay commentary dual comm. I have my boy Eric the Aviator sitting next to me, figuratively speaking. The man, the myth, the legend. You know him, you love him. Aviator, what's going on, big guy?
Dude, right now I'm so out of breath after that 50-second long intro that you just pulled off with such incredible ease. Oh. If you could see me, like in all seriousness, you know every video I put up, I start with a little live intro. Mm-hmm. And most of the time, I somehow am able to pull it off. It works perfectly. It works fluidly. I'm able to speak with only like one or two small mistakes that I can, make up for, right? Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, like today's video, it's an hour-long experience, 26 takes. I'm sweating. I'm crying. I'm wanting to throw my $5,000 camera across the room. I literally am ready to scream. My poor child, halfway through, starts screaming. Okay, he's 3 weeks old now, okay? So he's just screaming his head off. Across the house, you can hear. My wife is taking him to we have a big house. We don't have a small house, big house. She's taking him away to the back bedroom. And I can still hear him on the microphone. And it's like, oh my God. So how you're able to pull off a 50-second long intro with no mistakes, no flubs, just again leads me
except
to
for the first one. Except for the first one that nobody will hear.
Right, I'm here to tell you, if you can make that first one possible for everyone to hear, I have to tell you guys, it was the greatest thing I've ever heard because I almost cried laughing because Lefty screwed up so badly. It was like he told you that this iPhone game would give you herpes in a good way, like a good kind of herpes. But it was brilliant and wonderful, and I loved it. And by the way, the iPhone game won't give you herpes. I'm not affiliated, but I think that it's a great game. I played it myself. You definitely should try it out. And no longer shall we talk about iPhone games giving you herpes.
No, that's bad. Because they sometimes watch the videos to make sure you're doing what they're paying you for.
But with that in mind, obviously it's really cool. I have to say this because you and I have talked a lot about this. The whole concept of like the fact that people are now starting to pay attention to YouTube videos as a way to actually market something valuable, and that they're willing to help you sponsor your videos. Because I know you put a ton of work into your channel, and having things like this that can sponsor your video, where they literally say, "Hey, we'll sponsor this video. Talk about us for 30 seconds." That's really, really cool, and it's not something a lot of people would do. And 6 months ago, there was no company that would do that. So I think it's exciting, and I know viewers don't always like it, but I think it's really cool, and I hope the viewers learn to like it because it's something that I think will change the internet for a long time in a good way because it helps people who are committed actually further their commitment. How's that?
Indeed, yeah. And you know what? If anything else, and by the way, we are watching you go to work in demo on grid with the gold AUG. But if anything,
that's a little bit of that's exaggeration. It's not. I'm not going to work. I'm getting a few kills running around, maybe in their spawn. I'm not going to talk about it, but it's possible.
But if anything, they should take it as a sign, or hopefully some people take it as a sign that this community, YouTube, and by proxy, the Call of Duty community is growing and becoming more and more of a factor that people are aware of. That people outside the community are aware of and cognizant of, and I think that despite the hate that a lot of us get for doing these kinds of things, and even for getting partnership in general, it's really a good sign all around, and I don't think it's much to be scoffed at. But
no, absolutely,
that's just
man.
me.
I mean, you and I are going to agree on this for days, and it's really funny. Every time we do a commentary, it's like you and I sit here, we do a commentary, it's good for like the first 8 minutes, and then we end the commentary because the gameplay is over, and then we talk for like a half an hour afterwards, and it's always like, why aren't we recording this? This is the best part. But this is more along those lines. I mean, I guess talking about YouTube money is what we should talk about now, because a lot of people are scoffing at this. And like, here's the thing. I've worked at YouTube for 5 months. Like, I worked on my YouTube channel for 5 months now. I work in all seriousness, 60, 80, 90 hours a week on average, right? I have made $0 from YouTube money. Zero. Nothing. I didn't get partnered for 4 months. I'm now partnered for a month and a half. I've yet to get my first check. And I'm okay with it. It's okay.
Yep.
But people don't realize that, 90 hours a week. I spend 30 plus hours a week just replying to messages. just to reply to messages. This is a full-time job almost. Just to make sure I'm answering my subscribers because I want to be friendly and helpful. And I still can't keep up. It's like people need to realize, and it's nothing against them. Like, understand, I'm a YouTube subscriber first, and I think you are too. Like, this is how we both started. We both started this thing, not like commentators going out there trying to do something or share ourselves. I started this watching Hutch, Wings of Redemption, Sea Nanners. Let me think who else. I guess Woody, really, because I got in right as Woody started. Woody was like my 5th or 6th commentator I watched. Like, these guys were my heroes, man. Like, I love to watch them. When they got partnered and made money at it, I was like, yes, good for them. Now I can watch more videos because they can justify it to their wives. So I tell people, because I stream a lot. Like, I stream a lot. I stream right now 4 to 5 days a week at the minimum. This last week I streamed 6 days, so a total of 35 hours streaming. Right, lots of streaming.
That's a lot of yes.
Well, Moon came out. I streamed for 8.5 hours for Moon. I streamed last week for 9.5 hours for my open lobbies. I love to stream, and I tell people, if I'm streaming, remind me to run ads, because every time I stream, I'm not hanging out with my wife or my son. And in order for me to justify it to my wife, if you remind me to run ads, all money from the ads go directly to my wife's chocolate and shoe fund, so Mrs. Aviator can be happy.
and leave Mr. Aviator alone while he live streams.
Exactly. So if you keep that in mind, and this is, I think, the perfect filter. There are all these different sponsorship things that people talk about. You got sponsored, or you're getting paid for this. You're just taking from us. We're not taking anything. Like, if you're putting a 15-second or 30-second introduction, whoop-de-doo. It doesn't hurt anybody to listen to 30 seconds of information about a product. And the simple fact of the matter is, right now you need a new PC, which I'm getting a new PC, and I'm super thrilled about it. You need a new PC. You and I were just talking about it a little while ago. Like, PCs are expensive.
Yep. And
if this PC is for YouTube, it's so you can render videos faster, so you can play Battlefield 3, which is what we were supposed to be talking about right now, on the PC. But the simple fact of the matter is that, being able to run ads like this or be sponsored for videos helps you pay for that PC.
Yes.
And that's awesome. And now I'm on your channel, so I'm talking nonstop for like 2.5 minutes.
No, it's fine. As much
I'm
as
on
you
a soapbox, baby.
As much as you may like listening to my voice, I enjoy listening to your voice as well. Aww. So it's all gravy. There's a whole lot of liking going on, back and forth. We're good.
Well, in all seriousness, too, like if anyone has ever been to one of my streams, which, by the way, just to self-promote, twitch.tv/aviator, if you've ever been to one of my streams, whenever Lefty shows up to game with us, the first thing I do is tout how beautiful his voice is for like 6 minutes, because it is just the most incredible, sexy sound. Like, seriously, you are the Xbox Ahoy of America. You really are. Like, it just blows my mind, man. It really does.
Well, thank you very much. You even did it on the 360 Icon stream when you invited me in there. First thing you said.
That was not a small stream. It was only like 2,000 people. No big deal. It was fun, and it's the truth too.
Well, I greatly appreciate it, and yes, I mean, with this, YouTube money, everybody sees money, and this is something that I've been talking about a few times on my channel and commentaries and live commentaries and stuff. Is people see things that are out of the norm from what they're used to and from what they believe YouTube used to be, and their immediate reaction is to hate it. And because, people didn't used to get paid for this, but now they do. And because of that, because it's different, they feel somehow cheated or slighted, and they hate, and all they hate, and with seething comments and messages and all that. And really, I don't see anything but good coming from it.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing is, and this is just throwing this out there, we should continue this conversation in a part 2, first off. We should talk about Battlefield 3 versus Modern Warfare 3. We have so much to talk about. I know the gameplay's coming to an end.
Yes.
But let's definitely continue this. We're going to keep going, guys. We'll put another gameplay up after this. It'll be a separate part, so watch that as well. Leave a comment below if you want to see part 2 tomorrow or the next day. You let us know. All right, but moving
when did
forward,
this become your channel?
I'm just getting people encouraged. I want this to happen because this is important to mention that the gaming community is the only community on YouTube where people hate people for making money at it.
Mm-hmm.
If you go watch Ray William Johnson, 8 million subscribers. No one's like, you put an ad on your video? You screw you. No one says FPS Russia, you have ads on your videos? Screw you, right? Like, I don't understand. And mind you, it's part of me is like, I'm not trying to make a ton of money on YouTube. I'm not like hurting. I'm not trying to be, screwing people over. But I'd love to make a living at it. If it's something I love to do. And if I'm doing 60, 80, 90 hours a week doing it anyway, why not make a living? And sorry if I took over your channel.
No, it's fine. We can.
Hey, I figured I want to get people involved right at that moment because that gameplay was over right then.
Well, here's the deal. I'll do the outro. I'll throw some clips on at the end of this to cover it until we're ending it right now. And let me do the damn outro on my own damn channel. How's that sound, Aviator?
Fine. You can. But before you do the outro, tease what we're going to talk about in part 2, which was what we were going to talk about in the first place, dagnabbit.
All right, we'll come back for part 2 either later today or possibly tomorrow, and you will hear us talk about PC gaming and the prospects of Battlefield 3 and a whole bunch of other stuff. We had a great talk before we even started recording this, Aviator and I did, about PC gaming and versus console gaming and Battlefield 3, and it really all ties together really neatly and allows us to explore multiple levels of different subjects. And it's really, really interesting. So part 2 should be coming out either later today or tomorrow. Be sure to check back then and give it a watch and hopefully a like if you guys enjoy. But anyway, guys, that's our time. We got to get out of here. Thank you for joining. We hope you enjoyed. We are out.